Well, hi, all my friends out there. I hope you're doing well. It is Tuesday, August the 21st, and my uncle, through marriage, went home today at 5:55 Colorado time. And of course, my dad, father-in-law, call him my dad, uh, is quite sad to lose his friend of 79 years, as you can well imagine. They went, they both of them knew each other as young men. They both married the same sisters. They, have been friends all along. Um, Betty and Jane were sisters. Betty was married to Ken, and Jane was married to Terry. And they both went through the Korea War together. They both went through World War II together, and Vietnam, and so forth. And Ken went on to work. He was a retired lieutenant colonel, Army, and he went into work, at the Pentagon and at the White House and under McNamara and so forth. And so, quite a guy. And Terry also wonderful Air Force and just terrific. You don't see many men of their ilk anymore, and we won't. So I'm reason for wanting to bring up this incident is that I just want you guys to know that we don't die. We just don't. We continue on. And you are who you are. And when you go home, you remember who you really are. Okay? And we all kind of have similar experiences. Some of the near-death people that I've been listening to, some will, instantly be in heaven from death. Some go through a process of maybe they're going to be asked to, or given a choice to come back. So maybe they'll, leave their body, they'll be above their body, then they'll go maybe through the hospital, wherever they're at, to their loved ones, and then they'll be whisked away. Many of them talk about being in darkness, a cave, a dark place, and then they see a pin light and the light gets brighter, and then they're in a gorgeous, wonderful place. Sometimes it's a different place that they weren't expecting, but then they're brought into a beautiful, luscious Eve of, Garden of Eden kind of place, and then a lot of them brought to the Hall of Records, or the library, or their, where the Book of Life is, or they're brought into a hall of marble, and then there's different doors, and you see different things happening, or you're brought to your angels, your guides, whatever you want to call them, and that you realize that you, as a soul, were given a choice. You decided what it is that you wanted to do to help your soul grow, to experience certain things here on earth. And you made an agreement that you would do this, but that you wouldn't remember because of your free will. So it would impede your choices if you were to know what was going to happen. So you're not told what you're going to know, what you know, so that you can make those proper choices, and that you're not influenced by what's happening here on earth, and knowing what should happen, okay? And some of us are brought up, and then we're allowed to make a decision to come back. Some of us decide to stay. Some souls agree to come down here just for a short period of time, because they're giving the people that they come down to earth a tremendous gift of love and learning. And it may be the fact that they are going to come down as a child, an embryo, for a short time, because maybe they'll know that they're going to be aborted or die in childbirth, but it's the gift of that they're sharing in love to the person and families that they were a mother or father or going to be. And that's a wonderful gift to give, okay? And these are souls that are highly advanced, okay, souls, and very bright. So that's kind of neat to know, you know, and maybe hopefully comforting to you. And also, we are shown that there's many other universes, billions. I mean, you know, we're creative beings, and so is God. He's not sitting around twiddling his thumbs, you know. So, you know, it depends on what you wanted to do, you know, with your soul. Do you want to help others? What do you want to do, you know? And so some people have agreed that they want to be helpful with the healing, or they want to, you know, be a teacher of some sort, or they want to, you know, bring pleasure into people's lives, or through, you know, music or the arts, or something, you know. And so even when you're up in heaven, you have the ability to be co-creators with the Lord. And many other things. So many times the Lord will tell certain people, please tell people you do not die. Because, you know, many of us who were raised in the Protestant faith, Christian faith, Catholic faith, you know, thought that, you know, Jesus came down to die for our sins, you know, that he, you know, wanted this religion to start, this, you know, churches to start. No, that's not why he came down, to start some church. You know, he never did. And it's why I tend to agree with my good friend R.C. Wilkerson, who's a minister. He dropped everything that he knew, and he just kept to the one belief that he believed in Jesus, in Yeshua, Aramaic way of saying it, and just built from that, from whatever Jesus said to us. You know, ask and you shall receive. Do you believe that you're healed? Then you are healed by your faith. You know, and so forth, and all of those sayings that Jesus said to us, and that he taught us. And so I also do the same thing. I've kept that, and all the rest I've just said no, you know. So you want to call me a Christian? Okay, I'm a Christian, but that's what I believe. I believe in God and Jesus and his spirits and his angels and many other things that, so I kind of see myself as more spiritual and a little closer to the Lord than just being a churchgoer, you know. And I don't attend any church around me. I do it online. You know, RC is my, you know, minister, if you will, but he's way out in Orange County. So anyway, I just, because I'm going through this right now, I wanted to share that with you guys, that my uncle did pass away this morning. And some of the things, I was listening to a young man who happened to be from Colorado Springs yesterday. God just is just so amazing to me how the angels, you know. Anyway, this young man, it was like in his 20s, he dies, okay? He's on the operating table. His name is John Davis, okay? And you can listen to him on We Don't Die Radio, YouTube. And this gal has all these wonderful people that she interviews. And I really like listening as I drive to work, you know, occasionally, just depending on my mood. And, or I listen to music or whatever. But, so he says he's on the operating table, he's given the anesthesia, he knew something's wrong, he said it felt like thick honey or something. And as soon as it hit his heart, he knew that he was dying. And instantly he's in heaven. But he doesn't know he's dead, okay? And he is taken into this huge hall with all these doors on the side of the hall. And it's white marble, and it's just bright and beautiful, and just glistening, pristine. And there's all these doors, and so he's told to go to the left, open the door, and he looks out, and it's the universe, all these stars and everything, and galaxies and billions and stuff, and he's just like, amazed. And then he opens another door, and there's just all of these pristine white marble tables, and two people on either side of the table with scrolls in one blue ribbon and one red ribbon. And I always like blue and red, so anyway, just thought that was interesting. And scroll opened up itself, and it showed what he agreed to as a soul, what he wanted to do for his soul, what he wanted to learn, what he wanted to accomplish. And then the scroll rolled itself back up. Okay. So he wasn't shown, and he doesn't, if he was, he doesn't remember, because it would affect his free will. And then he was shown other rooms and galaxies and people looking into the future. One lady was looking at history, watching the Civil War, not a reenactment, but the real Civil War. And she was able, as a soul, to go there, experience it, see it, taste it, feel it, hear people's thoughts, see exactly what had happened. Yet she was sitting there looking at almost like a hologram television screen, advanced technology, okay? And that is amazing in itself, that we're going to be able to do that. He was shown castles that showed all the kings and queens, and everything about them was in a book, almost looked like the Bible, on a lectern in front of the picture of who that king and queen was. And he was shown other rooms, and then at the end, Jesus himself appeared in a white robe, golden sandal, golden sash, and bright, couldn't see his face, okay? He's vibrating that high, okay, brightly. And Jesus said, tell them that you do not die, okay? And then he was back in his body. So I thought, wow, how amazing is that, all of these stories have a similar thing, that when they tell it, it's the most vivid memory, that they remember that more than they do anything else, that this world is almost illusion compared to that world. It's so much more real and more beautiful and more outstanding than we can even imagine. And that he was from Colorado Springs. That's where my Uncle Terry and my dad live, okay? I'm driving just going, wow, So I know all of this stuff is going on in the world right now. You got preppers moving out. You got people afraid. You got, fires happening in British Columbia and Washington and Oregon. It's just horrible. Northern California, Southern California, on fire, because the elites want us out, and they want to take our land. They want us to move into cities so that they can control us even more and, do whatever they are going to plan to do. But if we, as a collective energy, and rise up against us spiritually and prayerfully, I believe we can defeat what may happen. We always can change our futures. Nothing is set in stone if we collectively pray and make this happen as souls together. You know what I'm saying? So leave me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, only if you like it. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a terrific week. I love you all. Bye-bye.